13 illegal job interview questions you don't have to answer. Perhaps when you go for an interview and they might think you are inexperienced, they can ask you whatever they want, and legally they are not allowed to. So let's get started. First of all, they cannot ask you for your age. Age discrimination is not allowed. And all of this that I'm going to tell you regarding the illegal interview questions is all listed under I think it's Equal Employment Opportunity or Department of Labor states in their website. The next question that they cannot ask you about arrests. What they can ask you if you have been conducted any felony, if you had a court, but no arrest question. I know that it's a little bit touchy, and a lot of times they do ask you at the application. I do explain that in details in my podcast. It's in the description. The next thing is they cannot ask you for your citizenship, for your national origin. They only can ask you if you are authorized to work in the United States. The next one is disabilities. They are not allowed to ask you if you are disabled, if you have some kind of disability, diagnosis, whatever that is. But they do give that option in the job application, and they say it's optional. You don't have to answer if you want to. If you have any disabilities, you just mark yes, no, or don't want to answer. That's your option, but they cannot discriminate you based on your disabilities. Next one is family and marital status. They might ask you, are you married? Do you have kids? That is wrong. They cannot ask you that question. You always can say, it's not relevant to this job. How is it relevant to this job? So marital status and family, you do not say anything. Even if you just have a baby or you have an older child, they don't need to know that. Financial situations. For example, they might ask you, do you own a house? Do you own a car? Do you own assets? Do you have any savings? Usually they don't ask you that, but if they do, that's a big no. You cannot answer that. Next one is gender identity, sex orientation, any of that stuff. It's not really allowed. So for example, when you do a job application, right, and they ask you for your gender, you can leave it blank. You don't have to respond to it. It has nothing to do with the job, whether it's a man or male or female. It doesn't really matter. When they see you at the interview, they will know you, like what you are. The next one is genetic info. Genetic info is, for example, if you have any genetics problem, such as anything that can be related. For example, your eyes, the way you stutter, the way you all sorts of things that can be related to genetics. Usually they don't ask any of that question, but in case they do, you don't have to answer that. Next one is they can ask you, how tall are you, or what's your weight? Only doctor can ask you that, just for assessment purposes. But in any regular job, they really don't need to know how tall are you, unless you are in a modeling or acting position. Another option that they have in their job application is called military status. If you are a veteran or protected veteran, this is not legal, but they give you an option to respond as yes, no, or don't want to answer. Next one is previous salary. How much have you earned in your previous job? What are you earning now in your current job? They don't need to know. And they are not allowed to call your previous job and find out. That is completely not legal. So this is really important to know, because it might has nothing really bad about just giving them previous salary discussion and let them know how much you're earning. Even though you asking, for example, can you match that salary that I'm currently getting? It is your approach. You decided to talk about it. But if they don't ask you, don't even say that. Next one is race, your color. If you're black, white, Caucasian, Asian, it really doesn't really matter. When they see you at the interview, they see you. If they ask you, just say, I don't think I can answer that before I get hired. Once you get hired, you can answer anything you want because you're already being hired. So there's nothing to discriminate you. And the last one is the big one, is religion. Religion. If they ask, are you Jewish? It sounds like simple, right? You look like Jewish, whatever, and they don't really have to know that. You say, I'm not answering that. Are you Muslim? Are you Christian? Are you Catholic? Like, do not even think of answering that. It sounds like not harmful, but it's not really relevant. It gives them another excuse to discriminate you. Oh, because you're in this religion, then we cannot hire you. So be mindful. Be mindful and see it for yourself, because a lot of times it might sound that it's not harmful. It's just a conversation. You're engaging. You're building a rapport with the interviewer. But in the truth, the reasons that they don't call you is because you answered any of these questions and they got to discriminate you and you don't even know that. So let me know in the comments if there are any other particular questions you felt uncomfortable answering. I would love to read it. Share this video with your friends and like this video so I know you like this content, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. I would love to invite you to be part of my community where you are a member as a candidate chat room. Upon joining, you will receive tons of information. You will receive templates, ebooks, products, tips, advice, strategies, and weekly emails where you can actually ace your interview, build your career from ground up, and get promoted as needed. You can also ask any questions that you want, and I will be able to answer to my members first and then to my YouTube community. The link to join is in the description. I'm going to see you in the candidate chat room forum.